Telling us all morning long it's going to be a beautiful day.
It's grilling weather.
It's grilling weather. And it's always grilling weather, especially when we head over to the Wood Harbor Kitchen. Lou's hanging out with Gaylon, and are we talking old meat today?
Yeah, you're going to want to stop what you're doing. If you're walking around the TV set, stop what you're doing for just a second, because Gaylon's going to try to talk us into eating some old meat. And you call it aged?
Aged beef.
It's old.
It's old.
It's old. And it didn't get bad either.
It's been sitting in my refrigerator for 45 days.
Would you get it on sale? Or
well, no. But it's a very, very different process that was developed by a company in Minneapolis. We've talked about it a little bit before. The company is called UMAI. 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 And you can find them at umai.com or drybagsteak.com. And the whole premise is that when you age beef in a fine steakhouse, around the country, fine steakhouses typically will age their beef in a dry environment. So that means it has to be very, very critically temperature controlled, humidity controlled, and they have to really, really watch the process so that it doesn't spoil. And so the UMAI folks have developed this bag that you put a subprimal cut of meat, like a whole ribeye, and in this case that's what we did.
You call it a subprimal?
Subprimal, okay. All right, something that you would buy in the Packer cryovac, all right? And then you put it in this bag and you use a vacuum sealer to seal it up, and the bag allows the meat to breathe. So here's half of the ribeye that's been sitting in and that's just water from the ice that's dripping off. Okay. It's not juices. It's been sitting in my refrigerator, as I said, for 45 days.
And that's very
inside
tight. Yeah.
Inside this bag. Okay, all right, and the bag allows it to breathe.
And it's hard on the outside.
It's hard. It gets a crust. So we took and cut the whole ribeye in half. Then I cut off one steak without taking any of the crust off of it.
Like the rind on the outside of a piece of pork.
We call it a bark.
A bark.
Okay, and so that bark forms with the help of the bag. And what we're trying to do basically by aging the beef is we're intensifying the flavors. It gets a very, very intense, nutty flavor, and you can see this one, we've trimmed off the bark. You can see the meat gets a little bit darker.
Say it looks darker.
Yeah, and it shrinks. This ribeye has probably lost 20-25%.
That much?
Of its weight.
Because, again, the bag allows it to breathe.
Exactly, because it allows it to breathe, and so it intensifies all those flavors. So this morning I fired up the Sabre grill because I wanted to cook this very, very hot.
Here, I'm glad you mentioned that. What temperature are you cooking steaks on? Someone asked me that Friday.
As hot as I can get it.
And which on your grill is about what?
650 degrees.
650?
Now that's not what the thermometer says. The thermometer says 750, but where the thermometer is placed in the grate, it's underneath the diffuser plate. It's actually hotter where the point of that thermometer is. But I've measured it on the grate level at 650 degrees. That's easily 200 to 250 degrees hotter than any other gas grill.
Now your standard grill, your standard gas grill, we've had plenty of them over the years. Maybe 400,
maybe 400,
maybe 400,
maybe
425 if you're pushing it.
That's even tough. And I cooked the entire thing this morning with the hood up because it's a different way of cooking. As you know, we're cooking with infrared technology where we're heating the surface and the meat is being cooked on top of that surface.
Got it.
So we wanted to get a very, very nice sear is what we're trying to do. And if you take a look, you can see we've got that meat seared off and the inside all the way around, and the inside of the steak then is free to cook to the doneness that you want it. Then I finished it off this morning with a little steak butter that I whipped up last night.
Which is?
Well, it's just butter and I used an olive tapenade and then some seasonings, some special seasonings, and give it a try. See what you think.
All right. Got it. Oh, that is different.
Any good?
It's moderately okay.
It's just okay?
I better try another one.
Yeah, you probably should. You probably should have one more. We sampled it last night,
It really does have it has a deeper flavor to it.
Much deeper nutty flavor, and it's a process, but I think it's every bit worth the time that it takes.
Here you go, Parker.
To achieve.
People saw you sticking your head over there. Got it?
So
That's really good. Get some sauce on there.
So you can come to Decked Outside and you can get the kits.
Oh, you got the kits there?
We have the kits.
Oh, even better.
This is a complete kit with the vacuum sealer. If you've got a manual vacuum sealer at home, you can use that. But not only do we do dry-aged beef, but we're going to do charcuterie in a few weeks.
What is that?
Well, charcuterie is a cured, usually pork product, but you can do beef as well. And you put it in a bag and you dry it down in the refrigerator again for a long period of time.
All right.
All right.
Look forward to that.
So we're going to do that.
So you have a chance to check this out over at Decked Outside. Tell everybody where Decked Outside is located.
4033 Northwest Urbandale Drive, just north of Douglas on 100th.
All right. So everything you need for your grilling activities and the bags that we're just talking about, you can just go over to Gaylon's place at Decked Outside and pick them up there. You don't have to order them. Just get them right there.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I better try one more piece
one
before
more.
we go. We'll be
What'd
right
you
back.
think?